changing the state of watchmaking in America. I mean,
Sure.
you've talked about the training in Switzerland being much more comprehensive. They probably have many more watchmakers over there. I mean,
Well, they have many more schools as
yeah,
well. So in the States right now, there's that I'm aware of. There's 4 independent schools, and then I think 4 others that are tied to major brands.
okay.
And then some of those brands also have other training opportunities that aren't necessarily the full-time watchmaker education, but are still training watchmaking
Wait, so
skills.
there's only four independent, and then four, so
As
like
as
eight
far as far as I know, yes.
in the whole country.
Yeah, yeah. And then that's full time watchmaking schools,
Yeah,
right? And then AWCI has their school, and AWCC has their school. The
sure.
Horological Society of New York
Yes.
holds
Yeah.
classes as well, right? But that's not a full time watchmaking program.
Are
That's
those more for like people
so
like
it
collectors wanting
depends.
to learn?
It depends. So the AWCI has stuff that's like for watchmakers to continue their watchmaker education. So
Okay.
they'll have like classes on micromechanics. They'll
Yeah.
have classes on chronograph. They'll have classes on this and that. But those classes tend to be like 1 or 2 weeks at a time. And then in AWCC and HSNY are kind of the same. Right now, the HSNY, as far as I know, they have like the Watchmaking 101 that's kind of like for collectors and enthusiasts who are kind of watchmaker curious,
Yeah.
so to speak. And so they kind of get an opportunity to get hands-on with 6497, see what it takes to disassemble and reassemble a watch, and learn kind of the basic theory. And I know that they have some more comprehensive courses than that,
Yeah.
but for the most part, that's their approach. But to get back to the full-time watchmaking schools, at least the ones that I'm aware of, we've got PJC, which is right here, the Watch Technology Institute at North Seattle College, Gym City in Quincy, Illinois, and then the Veteran Watchmaker Institute. So those are the 4 independent full-time watchmaking programs that I'm aware of. And then, like I said, there's some other programs that are sponsored by and kind of tied to major brands.
Sure. So with such, I mean, very few full-time watchmaking schools. So you're already limiting the number of trained watchmakers that are going out. But what do you see in your time in the industry? What do you see for watchmakers coming in? Like, is there an interest in watchmakers?
Oh,
or is it
definitely. Yeah. We've got a really long waiting list
Really?
for the program. Yeah. So the interest is definitely there. I think the problem is there's just not enough schools,
sure?
right? Or not enough seats in schools. Right now, our class we've got 16 students. That's
Yeah.
max capacity. So for watchmaker education, it's very like hands-on,
Yeah.
right? So most instructors I've spoken to, the most students that they're comfortable having at one time is about 8, and I've got twice that.
Yeah.
Right. So what we need as educators is more educators, more infrastructure, and then we can take on more students. Because I've got 40 plus students on a wait list that want to come to school here and want to learn watchmaking. So there's no shortage of interest, and I get inquiries all the time.
Yeah.
Right. I've got, I think, 2 or 3 tours lined up next week.
Oh, awesome.
For incoming students, which is great.
That's
awesome.
That's a great problem to have.
But we need another instructor, and
Sure.
so I'm happy to say we are on the hunt right now for the second instructor. So I'm gonna have
If
backup.
you're out there, if you're listening,
could be you.
yeah.
It could be you. Apply now. But yeah, that's very exciting news. And like I said, I can't say too much about
Yeah.
plans for the future of the program, but we are really working on expanding the scope of the program and what we're able to offer. And I'd really like to produce more watchmakers so that all of the watchmaking industry can have
Sure.
a supply of new watchmakers
It's-
with the specialized skills for each niche within the industry.
Yeah, of course. It sounds the way that you're talking about it, how you're sort of driving the expansion of this with your students here and trying to hire somebody else. It's all coming like the onus is all like on the watchmaking school to sort of expand. Do you think, like, to what extent can some of the big brands and some of the big like an AWCC, like how much can they help
Well,
expand the
I can-
education side?
I can say that at least for PJC, we're always taking donations, whether that's from major brands or enthusiasts and collectors who want to support education. So if you want to support watchmaking education, you absolutely can. And the best way to do that is to reach out to watchmaking@parisjc.edu or reach out to any number of the other independent watchmaking schools in the States, whether that's AWCI and AWCC, HSNY, or the other three college level programs, or well, other two college level programs and VWI. Because I know PJC is always taking donations. I'm not certain that all the other schools are as well, but I'm sure that, funding is always
Yeah.
very helpful.